My name is Riley Morris from Rocket's Hot Rod Garage, and this is Bob Cummings' 55 Ford Crown Victoria wagon. The concept is a factory appearing car, something that Ford would have built from the era, so like a factory concept, and this is our take on that. So the car started off, I bought a two-door ranch wagon for my wife, and then came up with this idea, so then bought a 55 Crown Vic donor car and decided that it was too much of a project for me to take on, and decided that I was going to sell the project. And at that time Bob came in and said that it was something that he would like to do, and this is the second vehicle that we've done for Bob now. So we started with a two-door ranch wagon, and then we removed the spot welds at the cowl, used the windshield portion and the cowl portion from the Crown Victoria donor car to about here and about halfway through the door. Then we had to make new structure from here back for the roof and the quarters. These are the factory hardtop doors from the Crown Vic. We had to modify the jamb to work with the hardtop doors. This is the original Crown Victoria B-pillar trim and Tierra, but we had to modify it because we figured out that this actually had a curve in it. It started to curve halfway through the door, so we had to straighten this out and flatten it out. And then from here back, all the trim is custom made. This is a custom made piece on the Polmax machine. This is a modified factory piece. This is a custom made piece made on the Polmax machine. And then the ends of it back here are modified original pieces of trim, and it's all welded stainless that's been finished. These pieces here are started out as solid pieces of stainless that we had to cut, and we formed them in a press and just ground them to shape and polished them. The C-pillar is a modified early 60s Ford wagon, and then the whole back tailgate area is different from stock. So originally the car had big C-pillars and windows that stopped. With the lower roof line, we wanted to incorporate the wraparound windshield or quarter glass, and then have the back window roll down into the tailgate, so it eliminated the clamshell style rear gate opening. The tailgate skin is custom made. We had to widen the tailgate and then lean it ahead a few degrees. The tail fin's been extended up to make it straight, and so then all this stuff with the tail light is custom made. This is a custom made piece. This is factory, and then we incorporated Galaxy tail light lenses, and then this is the door that opens for the gas tank. So this is a early 60s Ford wagon that we incorporated in here. The Lincoln Premier badge is custom made by a guy by the name of Steering Wheel Chris. And then this is where the key goes in here, and then it's got a power window motor from an early 60s Ford that rolls down, and then so that's a lot different than stock. And then this opens up, and then these cables are actually borrowed from a Chevy. All the flooring and everything, the spare tire area is all stock Ford wagon, and then the seats all fold down like factory Ford wagon would have done. So that's all similar to stock. The back bumper is a 56 bumper with the exhaust cutouts. Factory, the license plate was on the tailgate, so we moved it to the bumper. The side trim is a combination of factory Ford wagon and Crown Vic. So in the door here, we welded it together and made it one piece. And then halfway through the V, we took 4 of them and cut them and flipped them to make just dip down and then go straight back into the base model trim in the fender. So this has been cut and welded, and then it's been modified in the front and capped. And then we actually had to add a little bit of this trim into here to make that taper correct where it comes into the fender trim. So that's a small thing that most people don't notice because the Crown Vic had trim that went up all the way over the top of the fender. The tires are Cokers. The wheels are 15-inch wheels, and then we used a Lincoln Premier hubcap, and then reproduction center caps from Steering Wheel Chris again on those. We debadged some stuff, but we wanted to leave some badging on it, so the V8 emblem, the emblem on the hood, to just kind of give it a little bit more of that factory vibe instead of getting rid of everything. The grille is stock. The bumper is mostly stock, but we changed the center of the bumper so that this continues and it has that continued V and not the flat spot for the license plate. All the windows are, we had to make aluminum plugs for all the windows that were the shape that we wanted. And then AM Hot Rod Glass made new acrylic windows for us. So everything but the windshield is new acrylic. The paint was done by Byers. It's PPG, black single stage with a clear over the top. It's got all vintage air that runs up inside the inner fender and out, and then we hid the compressor down there so you don't really know that it has air conditioning. But we were trying to take that what if concept of if Ford was to build a factory concept show car. So we knew we wanted the Y block, so it's got a 330 cubic inch Y block built by Rich Imes. We had ram horn manifolds that we plated, E-coat air cleaner that we plated. We plated a lot of hardware, smooth block. All the wiring is all factory. We tried to route some of it like factory, but we added more detail with the cloth wire and the hand ties wrap. We used Carter WCFB carburetors to kind of give it that stock look. So we used the Lincoln Premier steering wheel and column that we had redone. This is a 56 dash that Tony Miller did all the upholstery, so he padded the dash. And then we added all the engine turn paneling with Classic Instruments gauges to kind of give it a little more of a sporty Thunderbird look. And then this is a dash vent from a Plymouth or a Polara, I believe. And then these are vents that we custom made here in house. We just built them out of steel and then had them plated. It's got a vintage air unit. The interior was done by Tony Miller of Stitches, and we used an aftermarket front seat that we kind of modified to look like stock. We've based the interior off a 59 retractable, the patterns of the seats and all that. The back seat is a 56 Park Lane back seat, which was a 1 year only thing that we had to track down. And then that pretty much fit right in. The door panels and all that stuff we styled after a Crown Vic. So the armrests and all that stuff are all factory Crown Vic, and the trim as well. So I just want to thank Bob and Pam for allowing us to be able to make this car a reality. You don't have customers very often that are willing to let you run with your ideas. So for them to let us do that was really cool.